Dude, I'm so excited. We're finishing the first Phoenix Wright game today. I can't wait. Ow! I can't wait. I'm so excited. So when we left off yesterday, we basically cornered Gant, the chief of police, and like accused him of murder, kind of, or like covering up a murder or whatever. So I love when streamers finish games. Yes. Also, we found out that Emma is the one so far that we think that accidentally killed a man. So, and she was like 15 at the time, so yikes. So that's where we're at. I'm very excited. Dada. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. We sure did. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. Oh, not this guy. That chief, he's something else, eh, pals? Detective Gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh, he got fired in court. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry, I've already decided where to work now. At your office. He gets to join my office? My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with. Could he mean... Oh, Maya. Love Maya. Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said? But Chief, that is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. I'm glad they do this, like, catch-up thing. Risks? What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too? Oh, she's back! Emma! Emma, are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery. So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Sisters. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean, to follow Chief Gant's orders? She must have shut herself up deep inside, to force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. What if she goes full evil out of nowhere? She's like, and I'll do it again. Yeah, I would die. Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. I love woke gumshoe. Woke pronoun-having gumshoe. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, we'd better get back. It's time for the final act. Emma, why don't you wait here? No. I'm going with you. She's so brave! I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. Eee! Oh my god, I'm so excited! I'm so excited! Oh, I love this game. Are you thinking that if you do the next game, you'll do it after St. Jude? Probably. I need a little, like, break, because Phoenix Wright games are so long. Like, I looked at my Steam statistics. We're on the first game. I have, like, 35 hours in this game. And we're only on the first one. There's still 2 more. So I need a little, like, break from it, I think. And I'd like to play something with voice acting. I mean, honestly, I will do a Mass Effect 2 Insanity run. Don't fuck with me. I'll do it. No, St. Jude, I fundraise for all of May. I'm so excited. I'm going to be announcing, like, my plan and my milestones and stuff on April 30th. So a week from Tuesday. Yay! I can't wait. This one. Trial Ladder 2. Gant is going to prison, if I have anything to say about it. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand? She's so beautiful. Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. Sorry. I can't wait to see which incentives and milestones you settle on. I should send them to you today. I already told chat that Get CPR Certified is already on there. Because I thought it was so funny. It's literally listed as Get CPR Certified with like a bunch of a bunch of question marks after it. What? But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course. The truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. I hope she tells the truth. Gant and the fabrication. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. No, she didn't. So, I should put the upside down exclamation, or question marks next to it too. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dart convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana, if this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Okay, I want to... So this is about the case from... This is SL9. So let me look at the... I want to remember all the proof, because I feel like I forget it really easily. I do want to do the other games. It's just I need a break in between them because it's a lot on my throat. It like kills my throat to read all this out loud. Stabbed in the back, died from a punctured heart and lung. Knife tip was in the wound. Files for Jodar killing solved 2 years ago. Since death. Victims: Edward Jones, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall. Okay, I'm just gonna press her on everything. Yeah, even just partial voice acting will help a lot. Yeah. It's good to know. Thank you for telling me. I worked alongside Gant for years. Objection! Wrong. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. She plays Nancy Drew too. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And... what's the book she gave me again? I want to read it. Evidence law. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago? When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife. Broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. Gant put that shit there. Gant put that there. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. It's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me. Can she read my mind? She's a mind reader. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and then moved the body. But then why would the award be in there then? Because those don't match. Wouldn't you stick the real knife? I'm so confused. Oh, I didn't press it. Whoops. This doesn't make any sense. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? You, of all people, should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but you gotta ask for the sake of the others. All of the queens on RuPaul's Drag Race. Why did you plant the knife? Why did you move the body? I guess I could ask both, because I can press again. Why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out. Hey, yo. Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife. I want to ask the other one. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed. My head isn't that bad. Why did you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body. Pieces of the jar that shattered during... Oh, does it change her testimony? Oh, it changes her testimony. Okay, so I have to press both, I think. Oh, I see, okay. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Pieces of the jar? You mean... Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. This is so confusing. There's like 5 murder weapons. Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle. I see. What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time of the crime was committed. But then how did he write on it? with his blood. He couldn't have written on it. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. Can I present it with Emma's name written on it? Because there's no way he could have written it if it was already broken. I'm gonna try. Oh God, this is insane. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. Got her ass. Got her ass. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right. Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not have yet been broken before he died. I love when my brain works. It makes me so happy, because it doesn't always work like this. Let's be real. I'm not always on this kind of a grind. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Order. Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. Ooh, new testimony. Okay. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. From the pieces individually? The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. It's very sad that the game with one of the best cases in the series also has some really sloppy trial handling. Trial handling? What does that mean? I'm not smart. She destroyed the evidence. She touched it. She touched it. You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. There's some weird trial mechanics and justice. Oh, I see. I see what you mean. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Press everything because I don't know. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. Objection. Did you really see them? So the jar was already broken? It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier. It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case, but not as feeble as the judge's judgment. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces? Normally I would have, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. Objection. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. Lana, you do that for me? Seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came. This is rather shocking. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. There's no way, because it was wiped in such a perfect way that it was wiped before it was broken. If it was in pieces, they would have been wiped in like all different directions, so I don't buy this. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Lana, I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. Well, you didn't. Sorry, bestie. But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene? Yes. I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time. It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up after we've gotten to the bottom of this incident. No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. Yeah, no kidding. It's kind of funny that it came to light, though, because it's like a running theme in the first game that Edgeworth always, like, makes up evidence or, like, fabricates it. So it's kind of funny that now that's, like, being brought to light in court. More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. You have? There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. The only thing I noticed is that I need to look at the jar again. The jar, it's like it wasn't wiped in different directions. Oh, I can't see it now. I guess it's hard to tell. I don't know. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. But she just said she brought a pocket knife. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. I don't know. List of evidence. We didn't get to read this, I don't think. No, it's just the drawing. The rest of this is the current case, I think. What is this? SL9. Tagged evidence from the SL9 incident, extremely thin rubber glove. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. The only thing I can think of is that she didn't get everything because we still found blood on it. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. I'm gonna guess the jar again, just because it's clearly not clean. Did I get it? Hi, Lefty. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a good day, too. Thank you, Sunshine. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of the jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. Ah! Let's go! Yeah! But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them. But she didn't know because it was somewhere else in the safe. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. Ah! But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Can you believe that? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. What if Gant wrote Emma's name with the detective's blood to frame her? Oh my God! I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, oh, I'm sorry. The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? No! No! Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar. And purposefully hid one of the broken pieces. Question, what is this action called? Concealing evidence? Fabrication of evidence, close enough. But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the chief's puppet. That's insane. No, I did it on my own. Oh my God, dude. I'm sorry. I know Gant is the villain here. He is like so calculating. Oh my God. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. That's rich coming from her. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my other client. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana, maybe right after all. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So do you tell foul lies then? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Sky, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. Very well. Please tell me she's finally gonna tell the truth. I'll testify about what I really saw. Please, no more lies. I'm sick of it. All right, the witness may testify once more for the final time. Actual crimes. Actual, real, truthful testimony. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was fabrication, Emma might be innocent. He set this all up. And then he put her as chief of prosecutor so he could control everything. That's crazy. Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor sword? You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. The book? What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. A picture? Huh? But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Is it in the fucking book? I'm so confused. What the hell? Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. I guess I have to present the book? Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. Ah, no, no! Oh, okay, thank God. Oh, I get to check it, okay. The little duck. So cute. In the back? Oh my God. Hey, there's a picture here. And there's the suit that's ripped off with Emma's handprint on it. Oh my God. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this because I contacted criminal affairs only after I had rearranged everything. Lana's picture inserted into the court record. Crime scene photo from the case 2 years ago. Mr. Wright, that piece of cutout from his vest, could that be the cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe? I bet he just took her handprint and like pushed it on there. What's this? Because he could have cut it out himself and then walked up to her with it and like pushed her hand onto it and then hid it. This is a handprint, isn't it? That cloth, it had fingerprints on it. Whosever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. Well, it was Emma's. What? But those fingerprints, they're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, mister? Oh, I didn't tell her. That's right, I didn't tell her at the time. I totally forgot. Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Okay. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled. Oh. He's back! This is awkward. Come now, Udgy. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gant. What, now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. But he can't, because he already said he refuses to testify, so he can't say anything. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. Yes! This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own. Finally, we get to be the ones that are threatening the people on the stand. My cats when they see a bird outside the window. So what? You think I'm worried? Well, you just got electrocuted on the stand, so Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't, but someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Righto? I think he's talking about the cloth. Just get electrocuted. Okay, thank you. I will save. Thank you. Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is this true, Mr. Wright? If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now, and if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? Oh. I'll save again. Oh. The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall. Don't save anymore after the next. Okay. I feel like I have to. I can't not show it. But I think I could show it and reasonably prove that, like, he fabricated this. Because it's only one handprint. It's not both. So I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, why would only one handprint be on that? If you're pushing someone, it would be two, no? Can I present the book? I have this book. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Okay, well, I saved, so I'm gonna show evidence and then I'm gonna show the book. I do have further evidence. All right, the time's finally come to show it to them. Those prints have got to be the chief's. Now then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. The book. I'm trying to I can't show them that yet. Why not? You know which item to show. Mr. Wright, if you're not sure, then think it through again. How can you use that evidence to your advantage? What do I do now? I'd better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Oh, I didn't get penalized for that. Okay. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. Time's finally come to show it to them. Those prints have got to be the chief's. This is stressful. Ooh. Handprint. Yeah, someone left behind an oil stain on the fabric. An oil stain. Whoever it was, they must have had a really oily hand. Mr. Wright, think about it scientifically. A more likely explanation is the person slipped and fell on a freshly waxed floor, getting wax all over their hand. Well, that would account for this amount of oil, I guess. I don't see what's so scientific about it, though. I do. Emma had already passed out and was on the floor when Gant fabricated this. It happens, you know, I always slip on the floor at school after they've waxed. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. I'm so sorry. It's a piece of leather cloth? Yes, it most likely was cut from the victim's vest near his chest. What's this? There's a big handprint on it. Surely it must have been left on the cloth by whoever shoved the victim into the sword. What? Whose fingerprints are on this? I'm sure Righto has checked. Haven't you? Well, whose are they? They're Miss Sky's, Emma Sky's. What? They're mine? So I really did do it. See, I told you it was conclusive. But this was found in your safe. That means it's possible you forged it. I don't know what you're talking about. He's such a smug asshole. I don't remember any cloth in my safe. Do you really expect me to believe that? How is he still talking? He already gave up his ability to talk. Give it up, Mr. Wright, it's over. You shouldn't have presented that. By presenting that evidence, you tied Emma Sky to Neil Marshall's death. No. It appears we have our killer. No. No. Everything hinged on that point. In the end, Lana alone. Ah! Oh my God, I've never gotten this before. Okay, well, I saved, so it's fine. I saved. It's fine. I thought I'd be able to say, like, this was fabricated, but I guess not. Hold on. I'm worried that if I, well, you know what I saved? What if I just don't show evidence? I'm a little confused because that cloth is clean, but it should be bloody. So why is it clean? I'm gonna try showing the photo and see what happens. Yes, I have a save. I'll be fine. I can do whatever I want. Oh, no, not that one. Okay. I'm glad I don't get penalized for this because this is stressful. Who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? Shows it actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. Fuck, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. No, okay. I'm gonna choose to conceal the evidence, I guess. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie! Chief Gant? You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. So he's admitting he knows it was inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. I love that smug look. I have no idea what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. Excuse me. Oh. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. But you can't! You gave up your right to speak! How is he still talking? What? You mean you admit to it? I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. How is he talking? How is he talking? It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Blackmail. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this shirt? Oh, some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept 1 more item for insurance. Oh, Jesus Christ. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Righto, cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? Okay, I'm gonna save again, but a second save. So it's a different slot. Ooh. So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Which you are. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Okay, now because there's like a penalty bar, I feel like I do have to show the evidence, because if I show the wrong evidence, no, I don't know. If I show the wrong evidence, then I think I get penalized. I'm gonna show it this time. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. All right, then let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. Shit. I feel like it's gonna be the same ending. Can I show the book? I just want to see what happens. Mr. Edgeworth, your opinion, please? I think Mr. Wright's humor has improved at the expense of his opinions. Okay. I'm trying to find like a workaround. I'm trying so hard. Oh. Well, I'm making a second save, just to be safe. Okay. I feel like I could prove that she didn't press her hand there, though. All right, I'm just gonna show the cloth and see what happens. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh, yes. At last, you finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean, it could not have been forged. It must be authentic. Uh-oh. Edgeworth is like, I know what you're thinking and you're wrong. By the way. Shit. Oh. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Righto had all this time to present this evidence, yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? I think this is gonna... I think this is... Ugh. I think it's gonna be the end again. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is... Can I just say they're him? Can I just lie? I wanna just lie. I can't save! I can't save! I said this yesterday, I can't save when there's no options available, babe, I can't. I think, I'm just gonna say him and see what happened. I'm just gonna lie on the stand. No, it's no use lying. Fuck! They'll discover the truth the second they analyze this. Okay, okay, hold on. I'll go all the way back. Mom, I can't save, it's an online game. There are points where, like, when I have to choose something, the options disappears and I can't use it. Okay. Well, fuck. Couldn't he have just, like, high-fived her with the cloth? And also, the cloth would be bloody. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna make a third save. I'm gonna make a third one, just to be safe. Just to be safe. Sorry, Emma. We gotta throw you under the bus, I'm so sorry. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong is Emma. Emma? Emma Sky? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Emma! Oh, you're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along, and you still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster! Miss Sky. You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career, too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. So did you! So did you! That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? I can't wait to send this guy to prison. I'm so excited. Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh? And what's that? See, this is what I thought I was doing before, when I got the bad ending. This is exactly what I thought I was doing. Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. There's no blood on it! It was cut before the blood came out. Oh my God. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? What is bro yapping about? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. I forgot to save, but I have 3, so it's fine. And what exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes. His shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly! Exactly! Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth... Wait, there's no blood on it! Yeah. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword? We got his ass. We got his ass so bad. Then to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! Got him. It's finally all over. Oh my God, we got his ass. We got him! Oh, that was close, Rido. You almost had me. We're still going? He just shit himself. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. This fucking guy. Order, order. What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember Aji? Earlier, old Rido here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Rido? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But illegal evidence can be presented if it's related to the case! I read the book! Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. It's relevant! So why is he still talking? But that's not fair. Oh, did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, true. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? It seems at last, the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. I will be saving. Again. Do you admit to it, that you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? No? You know what? You know what? Yeah, I did. And what are you gonna do about it? No, if I admit to that, all my planning will be... I love when I save and it still steers me in the right direction anyway. It seems Mr. Wright didn't understand the implication of his conduct. If you're going to change your position, this is your only chance, Wright. Okay, so I have to lie. Again. No. No. I admit I refused to present it at one point. Aha, so the evidence is illegal. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. No, Udgy, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really... There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Ah! Another one. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. Okay, the book? I'm gonna use the book. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. Oh, I got him. I fucking got him. I feel like I've been presenting the right evidence, but at the wrong times. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove that relevance, because he wasn't dead yet. Between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No, he's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. Ah! Checkmate, idiot. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of evidence of the victim's vest? Oh yes! Oh yes, I sure did. No! It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant. The killer was you. Ah! He's gonna pull out a gun. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department, trying to get something on me. He's gonna bomb the place. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. I love how he's just fessing up to everything. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Oh! Please, you've got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker as he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, the accursed knife. Hi, Shadow. How are you, BB? I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in the car? In my car. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Us detectives? You're chief of police, you freak! Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments and the glove. Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. Why is he still smiling? They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. Oh, get off your high horse. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. What does that mean? The way my eyes just roll. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Edgy. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Edgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Righto here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning. This guy needs to be sentenced to death, I'm sorry. The fact that he's standing up there lying, or not lying, laughing as he's talking about how he killed someone. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years, from the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Sky, I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My, what high standards you have for a rookie. Huh? I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it up to the top. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Aw, she's being nice. I was scared, dude. I was like, huh? Miss Sky, and to you, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. Yeah, it was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it. I only did my job. He has like tears welling in his eyes and he's like, stop. Stop it. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky. Yes, Your Honor? You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling? My question exactly. It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. Oh, she's free. In jail. Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, not guilty. Not guilty. Confetti! Even though they just told her she's still gonna be sentenced for some of her crimes. That is all. This court is adjourned. Nut? Why did you say nut? Nut guilty. At long last, it's finally over. Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Aww. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well. You know, I did my best too. Oh, she didn't thank her sister. Oh, no. But Lana didn't say a single word to me. Hope I'm not interrupting anything. Ah! No, not at all. Hey, pals, it's Gumshoe's birthday. He barges in like, what's up, guys? It's my birthday. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. I haven't asked him to do a goddamn thing. He has this conversation with me every trial. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh, okay. It's fine. Oh, are you here because of my sister again? Nope. Not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. She better fucking say sorry. Lana, should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. That's right. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day 2 years ago was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis, I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. Still such a insane photo. That photo goes so hard. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis, I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. That's right, girl. That's right. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Aww! Oh, Emma. Emma! Family hug. Group hug. Ah! They did it! No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. We must make up for our mistakes. Why must we... Oh my God, I can't read today. Jesus Christ. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our rightful path, and it is from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. I can't read because it's so cute. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe. Me? Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. His face! Where was he hiding? I just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right, well... He was behind the couch. I'll be going now. God forbid Edgeworth ever has to be vulnerable about anything. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth, not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Oh, jeez. Stop talking. Go to jail. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. I need to become a defense attorney and join you and ask for your hand in marriage and adopt children. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime, but they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Yeah. What is this, a pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Lana's talking about. Evidence, huh? Oh, Jesus. Again? Wait, I have to prove that we work together? Something that neither Edgeworth or I would have been able to find on our own. Huh? Wait, what am I showing? I'm so confused. What am I showing? Okay, chat, you can tell me what it is. What did you two put together? I don't fucking remember. Oh, the evidence list! Oh, we did! That's so true! Take that! I love you. That's the picture I drew. Thank you, chat. Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list and I had the other. And then they kissed. A part we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. This man cannot be vulnerable for 1 second. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Come back again. Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. My lover. Farewell, my man. I'd better be going too. To jail. Back to my detention center. Okay, but I'll be by to visit soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Aww, a scientific investigator book. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation. It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will. Ah, I loved this case. Dude, this is my favorite out of all of them. And so another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, well, and then it cuts to him in Edgeworth with like 5 kids. I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal. Huh? What is a detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. Should she be sentenced to life or sentenced to death? You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. I love this man. I love this man. He's an idiot. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here's the one who'll be footing the bill. What the fuck? Huh? What, you think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? What? Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. My God. Oh, I love that case. That was so good. Oh, that was a good one. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe. Oh, I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Oh, sweet girl. That was fun, dude. I love the cases where you have to take down a huge person. Like the one we did to take down the CEO. Love them. She and Angel can sell lunches together. Yikes, I thought it was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. So he's still a detective. If we penalize you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show. You can't shake me off that easily. Yeah, I know that one already. So I guess he's still there. You need to agree with me. Emma and Maya need to meet and annoy Phoenix together on a Oh, yes. But in the end, it would just end up annoying me. Because, like, I do like Maya, but God, she was so annoying in some of those cases. Some of those cases, I was like, can you shut the hell up, please? There's a lot. Oh, not Meekins. My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes, sir. Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe. If you put a comma in there, it sounds really rude. I'll be just like that Dick Gumshoe. So who did the Badger kill? He's gonna be brought back as a recurring villain in the next season. Jesus Christ. Horrifying. Actually horrifying. So cursed. Oh my God. Why does he have a bandage on his head too? Oh. Never mind. He died. He was killed off. He was killed off. Too soon. Oh. Oh my God. Imagine killing off a character in the credits. Ah! What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Star managed to sneak this into me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, it looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? Why is he in the detention center again? Why is he in jail? I don't remember him going to jail. Oh, Jesus. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the right way lunch. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Oh. Illegal cowboying. Oh, because he stole evidence and broke into the room. Okay, yes. Correct. Sorry, this case was so long and it took us like 3 weeks to beat it that I just forgot so much. I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go. I've never seen the chair before. That's so specific. Stealing evidence, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and impersonating an officer. What was... Oh, the assault. Yes, the assault on Meekins. Because that was after the death. Dementia. You guys, Avery's getting old. She got dementia. Oh, Maya! Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Oh, I love her! How many of these are there? I have to pee. I've been drinking so much tea and coffee. I need to be. Almost done. Okay. Same. Me too. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, Jesus. Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea. What's going on? Huh? Oh, he quit. He quit. He left. Oh my God, it is his letter of resignation. Oh my God. I didn't catch that. Thank you. Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be all right. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Oh, she's so sweet. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, that's so sweet. She's so baby. She's so small there. Oh, they're so cute. Look at them. Look at them. She's baby. Oh, that was such a good case. Oh my God. That was amazing. I love that case. The whole game is so fun. I just wish there was voice acting. That's all. Me too. I can't wait to play more of them. It's just really like hard on my throat. That's all. So fun though. Oh my God, I love those games. I'm so glad you guys got me to play this. Like the only reason we played Phoenix Wright is because there was one day I was streaming and I was like, we're playing a game today, but I don't know what. So I let chat go through my game library and like almost unanimously people were like, you have to play Phoenix Wright. And it's so good. It's so good. Well, now what though? I don't know. We cry in the corner. No one said Among Us. I love that one. I'm definitely going to play the future ones. I just need a small break from reading everything. But I will for sure play them again. Yeah. Oh, they're so good. I love them. I love these games. They're so good. Thank you for joining me, guys.